Missouri.
Yeah.
Let's just
Let's go to
we'll go to the
top 10.
the top 10, which did not. We could
Okay.
spend 2 minutes on this thing. I mean, everyone kind of just
Held serve.
there was a world where we could have moved around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Hmm.
maybe, but like why? That was my thought. What's the point? But we could start at honorable mentions. I just put the Pac-12 in there because when I'm looking at it, I'm like, who am I really gonna? Am I gonna put Louisville in there? I don't believe in Louisville. Like, do I think? Do I believe in my heart Louisville could beat Arizona right now? Not a chance in the
No.
world. And Tennessee, maybe Oklahoma State deserved to be up there a little, but at the end of the day, I was gonna put Oregon State and Utah in there. I think their resumes. I just value the Pac-12 so much this year
Yeah, they're putting on a
that
show this
I,
year.
I was willing to put them all as honorable mentions, and I just had to shout out Arizona just because they're finally ranked in the AP poll, which is nice. They're 23rd.
Good.
I'm really hoping that they're ranked in the college football playoff poll. Why wouldn't they? Why shouldn't they be ranked ahead of LSU? LSU 6-3. Arizona 6-3. Granted,
That's
Arizona lost to Mississippi State, but their other losses are Washington and SC, good losses. Then they have 3 ranked wins. I guess we'll say 2 now because Washington State isn't ranked anymore. And then you look at LSU, they have, 3, I guess you could say good losses if you count a loss as being good. Bama, Florida
yeah.
State, and Ole Miss, but then they don't have a good win.
Yeah.
Name a
I
good
think
LSU. I mean, at Missouri, sure, but other than that, it's like you're just beating the shit out of Army. Like, great, good for you.
I think it really shows the East Coast bias, like to the SEC. It's like, but they're the SEC losses, and it's like the Pac-12. Like Arizona's putting up, they're winning against great teams.
Yeah,
So I think
I
it's a
just
good
think
shout out.
Arizona's a wagon.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
Ole Miss still somehow has one loss, so they just like magically jump it. Like they've been playing close games all year.
Maybe there's something about dating a 26-year-old when you're a head coach that
Hmm
does a
And
little
then yeah,
something.
so like the only movement was just Ole Miss, Bama, and Texas moving up a spot because Oklahoma lost. So Oklahoma gets punted out um, into the shadow realm, and then everything else stays the same. Um, Oregon beats the hell out of Cal. Florida State beats Pitt. Who cares? Like, if you wanted to, initially I was like, should Georgia go ahead of Washington? But then I was like, Washington went on the road and beat USC. Like that's impressive, and Georgia beat Missouri at home, which is impressive, but like not more impressive. So it's like, why should I give them that? And then, like I've been saying, cannot in good faith put Michigan at 1, not just because of Connor Stallions,
Okay.
just because they have not played
Anybody.
anybody.
Not a
Granted, they've
soul.
been beating the piss out of everybody they played, so fair enough. But if they go into Happy Valley and they lay it on Penn State the way they've been laying it on everyone, I'll move them up to 1. I'll be a happy camper. The only way I'll do that though is if they beat Penn State worse than what Ohio State did. So if they can beat them by 2 or 3 scores, I'll do it. I'll put my hand up. I'll do it.
I will say for the Big Ten, don't look now. Iowa's #1 in the West.
Yeah, the Big Ten West might be just a disgrace to
Iowa to
all
the
things
Big
football.
Ten
I think you know what
championship.
they like had to do it right because like now the West is freaking Oregon and Washington and
Yeah.
USC and UCLA. Like just slot them in there.
Oh,
But
that's gonna
yeah,
be a
I
fun
mean,
conference.
not much going on. Like I wish there was more to discuss. Like everyone kind of held serve. I can
Yeah.
kind of just low key. We don't have to like say the games or like do picks or anything. But I just want to look at like some of the games next week. I'll just kind of talk about them. Obviously,
Hmm.
the big one is Michigan Penn State. That'll
Yep.
shake up the rankings. Like the college football playoff has Penn State at 11th. I still think Penn State's pretty good. I think
Yeah,
their
they just have one bad
defenses. I
day.
think their defenses. Even their bad day wasn't horrible. Like I think
Yeah.
it was at Ohio State.
You got a freshman
you lose
quarterback
by
and
you lose by one touchdown. I think their defense is legit.
Ole Miss, Georgia.
Maybe Miami could do some shit against Florida State. Probably not. Utah at Washington could be fun.
Yeah.
Tennessee at Missouri, I wish had a little more stakes. But they're both kind of dead in the SEC East race, so it doesn't. Yeah, Ole Miss, Georgia. Can Saban win a big game? Probably not. Or not Saban, sorry. Kiffin. Can Kiffin win a big game? Probably not. But maybe. And then SC at Oregon, might be a big game. Probably won't be, but
I don't know why I just thought about this, but I never thought after Kiffin was fired that I would miss the Monty Kiffin Tampa 2 defense, but they at least stopped a couple people.
yeah. They at least bent and didn't break.
We just
SC just breaks.
we're
literally just breaking.
Snap like a twig.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty straightforward top 10. Nothing too crazy. Things will start to shake up here in the last couple weeks with some bigger games. There's gonna be some sort of upset that we're not prepared for.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's either gonna be if I had to pick two teams out of the top 5, out of the undefeated, so I think it could be,
Florida State.
I think it's Florida State and Ohio State. I could see Ohio State losing a weird game before they get to their game against Michigan. I don't know why.
Okay.
Then it would be Washington. Washington would be right there with Ohio State.
Yeah, they could have a letdown game.
They could have they've almost had a couple letdown games, so I could see it.
Plus, didn't we say like there's like a virus going around that team?
Yeah, that was the rumor. Like I know I'm circling with Ohio State. I know it's at home, but this Minnesota game.
Like the Gophers.
Are they rowing the boat into Columbus? Probably not, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I just have a bad feeling, but maybe it's all just destined to be Ohio State at Michigan, number 1 versus number 2 at the end of the year. Loser probably still makes college football playoff, even though they probably shouldn't, but I digress. Yeah, but that's it on that.